Alrighty. Shalom, Akim. Start this lesson. Going to give our praise and our glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Shai, Hashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of great Mills that taught us truth. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akim, to listen to truth. And our truth and sincerity are on the four corners of the earth, there to lead to us in Shalom. Okay, and this is the brother Yerah, or Riyah from the Great Mills Miami Camp. And come back to the spirit power of Yahweh, Hashem, Shai to make another lesson. Okay, in this lesson, I'll be going to how you need to know the name to be saved. Okay, you need to know the name of Yahweh Hashem Shai to be saved, man. Scriptures tell us, there is no name under the heavens where you shall be saved. So when you have these camps that's saying Jesus or Yahweh or Yahweh or all these different type of names, these names are not going to save you. All right, that's why the scriptures tell us, and I believe it's in Judges, go cry unto your gods, and have them deliver you in those days. And Lord, okay, was being rhetorical. He said that, man. All right, go call upon your idols since you want to worship them so much, because when you go and put these false names, okay, what does that do, man? That just programs in your mind that okay, this is my power, and there's nothing else, man. All right, and understanding that the times that we are in, don't the only thing that's going to save you is knowing the name of the Lord, the true name of the Lord. Knowing the name of Yahweh Shema Shai is what's going to save you. Okay, and if you don't know the name of the Lord in these times to come, you're gonna be confounded, man. All right, you're gonna be heavily confounded, man. Trying to believe on these other false names, and then now when all hell breaks loose and you calling these names and they don't respond, okay, you're gonna be asked out, man. And I seen a video, a video that I was speculating long, like about say a year or two ago. Okay, when the Jake got pulled over, all right, and he was calling on Yahweh Shema Shai, Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and ultimately, that situation could have been avoided. All right, had he just agreed with that adversary quickly. But that should say that when when adversity is in front of you, and you've been playing all your life. Okay, when all hell starts to break loose, all right, that's when you're gonna try to call upon us, and and that's another thing too. When all hell start to break loose, that's when they're gonna try to call upon the name of the Lord, and that was just an instance of where that individual may have not been called upon the name a lot, man. But then recently, now that Esau done pulled him out of the car, that's when he started to Yahweh. Okay, and it doesn't work like that. You would have to be diligently seeking the Lord from the beginning, man, from when you had liberty, man. All right, and that's what it goes down to, seeking the Lord early, man, because there's gonna be a lot of jakes that were saying all these other wicked names, and they knew the true name of the Lord. And now, when all hell breaks loose, that's when they wanna. Okay, that's when they want to call upon the name of the Lord. It's not gonna work like that. You're gonna be confounded, man. You're gonna call upon the name of the Lord, and you're not gonna get no response. Because guess why? You knew the name of the Lord, but guess what? You wanted to, just because Esau done got you in a bag, okay, and he done gave you that 501c3, he done, give you funds, money to deceive the people. Now, when all hell breaks loose, that's when you're gonna throw out all that in the window. Okay, but I got a couple precepts lined up. Okay, Lord, one lesson is edifying. All right, this is Acts 4:12. Because having the true name is what's going to really save you. And this is Acts 4:12, and it says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none or the name under the heaven given to men among men, whereby we must be saved." That's right, man. There is no other name under the heavens where you are going to be saved. Not these other names that these camps got, not Jesus Christ, not Yahweh, not Allah. Okay, none of those names, man, because you can't you can't be playing with playing with the name of the Lord for years now, knowing the true name of the Lord for years now. Okay, and then now when all hell breaks loose, that's when you want to call upon the name of the Lord. It don't work like that. All right. So there's only going to be one name under the heavens, man. All right, not a different name. Okay. Okay, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Yahweh meaning he is, he exists. Bahashim in the name. Okay, Yahweh Shai, he saves, he delivers. Okay, these names are important, man. All right, because it's like, okay, you're dealing with a woman, all right, and let's just say her name is Alicia. Okay, or let's put it in these terms. You got your father, man. You're a son, you got a son, and then you got your father. All right, and your father has a name. Okay, and and every time that you need him, well, what you call his name. Okay, you're not gonna call your dad mom. Okay, you're not gonna call your dad auntie. All right, you're not gonna call your dad grandpa. Okay, because guess what? He has a name, man. All right, and that's what these other Israelite camps are doing, man. Playing with the name of the Lord. All right, knowing the true name of the Lord, but not telling the people. All right, and then y'all got a lot of blood on your hands for doing that too, as well. All right, you think you're just gonna know the name of the Lord, all right, and then tell the people something else because Esau is paying you out. The Lord see all of that, man. All right, this is Proverbs 18 and verse 10, and it says, "The name of the Lord Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous running into it and is safe," and that's right. Okay, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. That is the safe haven. That is the name that we use. Okay, and when you call upon that name, okay, the Lord gonna come through for you, because guess why? He been coming through for us before the hell broke loose. Okay, and that's why in these times, all right, when all hell breaks loose, we gonna be calling upon the name of the Lord. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, we're not gonna be calling on Yahweh, Jesus, Allah. All right, because guess what? We've been caught up on the true name since we got into this truth, man. All right, and and we seen that. Okay, every time we call up on a name, it works, man. All right, we haven't been wavering with the name of the Lord. All right, this is a Zechariah 13 verse 8, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, Slakia, 13 and 9. It says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. They shall say, the Lord is my power." That's right, man. Okay, we're going to call upon the name of the Lord. Okay, you can't have one camp calling on this name of the Lord, this name, and another camp calling on this name, this name. Guess what? That brings confusion. Okay, because why is there so many different names, man? All right, the Lord the Lord don't got three names. One day he's this name, one day he's that name, and one day he's the other. No, man. Okay? No, knowing the name is very important. You have people saying, "Oh, why does it matter?" It matters because who are you gonna call on, man, when you need help? Okay, when it's famine in the streets, love man, you acting cold, apparitions, okay, pestilence, okay? What name are you gonna call on, man? That you know is going to respond and that you know is true, man. How about Hashem Yahushai? I got one last precept, all right, because knowing the true name of the Lord is very essential for our salvation, very essential for protection too as well, and for our daily living, man. when we wake up to all the Yabashim Rashad, okay, and also praying over our food and everything like that, man. This is second Esdras chapter 2 and verse 45, and it says, He answered and said unto me, These be them that have put off the mortal clothing and have put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High, now they are crowned and receive palms. Right, men have confessed the true name of confessed the true names of the Lord, and now they have received crowns, man. Okay, the Lord done crown those men that kept that name, that true name of the Lord from the beginning. Not those that knew it once, knew the true name, okay, at one time, and then now switching it up, all right, out of nowhere. Okay, had the best breakdown of the name of the Lord, but decides to just switch it up, man. All right, and that's gonna be a judgment for you to pay, man. Okay, you're not just gonna ride off in the sunset. Okay, but hey, I'll give you that was a lesson. All right, and the title lesson is going to be: you need to know the name of the Lord to be saved, man. Okay, so no one lesson is edifying. With that, I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakadash, double honor to our apostles and of the great Milton that taught us the truth. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akims, expressing this truth in all true sincerity on the four corners of the earth, that they need to you, Asher Shalom.